In this tutorial, we want to look at a path effect called corners fillet chamfer in Inkscape. I'm using Inkscape 1.0. So we'll start. If you can see, I've already drawn rectangles here by using the rectangle tool. I drew the rectangle and I selected it, and then I went to path, object to path, because what we are doing is concerning paths. Okay, so I've converted all of this just for us to go quicker. Now with this selected, go to path effects, and then you see this dialog box opening. Go to plus and choose corners fillet chamfer. Now if you open this dialog box, if you open this, nothing has happened to this. You see we have a dialog box here, and also that you can adjust with to get something on this, or you can just use your edit path and notes tool and then apply the path effect, which is corners. So it's basically working on corners of it, affects the corners and the points, then it can rounding it up or put something like a segment there. Now for you to adjust this, you just go to shift and then double click this, and then a dialog box opens, and so it tells you modify fillet or chamfer. So I would want to start with what is checked here. Let's put something like a value like 10 in it. Then the knot distance, because see we have only one knot here. Afterwards we'll be having two knots with a distance of 10, and it's in, I chose pixels here. Now let's see here, we do modify, and then you see it's modified it. Now we want to look at chamfer. So select this and then go to the path, add path effects the same way, and then we do corners, because without that we can't do anything. Then go to shift and then double click this, and then this pops up. Now we want to use a chamfer. If we give it the same value as 10, and then we do modify. So chamfer is this way with is this one here. Now I want to come here and explain what is happening here. Now we have the units. You can choose the units, can be in centimeters, millimeters, inches, or in pixels or points. Now the methods, we have auto. Let's select this again, because these I want to work on different things. So we select this, and then we also give it the same thing, and then now we'll be working on this. Now let's assume that we are using the auto method. There are three methods in it: auto, force arc, and force bezier. So with the auto, with this selected, you always have to give the radius like we gave for the manual one when we touched it, the node. So let's say that here as well we give it a 10, and then this time we are going to use inverse fillet. So when we press it, you see this was an inverse of the other one. Of this was a fillet. Now we can also increase it by just going here and increasing it, up and down, or going down. Now with the chambers, we've not done the chambers. Let's come here and do or maybe I explain to you this first. We leave the chamber steps out first, because it applies only to the chambers or inverse chambers. Now you see a radius here, radius in percentage. Now the first thing we did, we just did it with a radius of 14. If you want the thing, you want this thing that you've drawn, either this or that, to be related to the segments that it's on. For example, this segment here, what it will do is that if you take this one, the radius in percentage, the percentage of radius, the percentage of the segments will be multiplied by to the radius, more or less. So it's a percentage of the radius of the segment. Don't know how to explain that. So let's see here. If I take this now and then I try, let me just use the try to increase this a bit. Maybe I should have left it as it is, but anyway, we leave this as it is. We remember where it is. This is 24 with radius in percentage, and I go here and then I do again because I want us to see the difference. Now we had let's increase this a bit. It was 24 for the other, and then it was inverse fillet. The difference, you see, this it's considered this radius. That's why this is bigger, because consider this radius a percentage of it, and that's why this looks longer. It considers the segments with respect to the radius, so it doesn't leave here. You see that since this is not checked, the radius is uniform at each corner. Here it's not uniform, it's dependent on the segment that it's on. Now the next thing is that you see that always this is checked. Use knots distance instead of radius. Now the knots distance is the distance between this knot and this knot. So instead of, if this is checked, it will use the distance between this and this. Obviously the distance, this is more or less like the straight line distance. It's not very big in our figure here. So if even I uncheck this, it will, what I will do here will look similar to this, because the distance of the radius and the distance from here to here, if you draw a straight line, it's not, the difference is not very big, but it doesn't matter. Let's try it. Okay, so we still remember this is 24, and then we would now check this one, uncheck this one. So we go in and then we give this the same thing, and now we uncheck this, and then we are using the inverse fillet. So oh yes, this is 24. You always have to give the radius. I can also increase it just here. It was 24. Yes, you see, it's not much, but you see there's a difference though. There's a difference. It uses the now this one is strictly using the radius. Now let's see here. If you uncheck this, look here, apply changes if radius is 0. This has no radius. This has a radius of 24. I don't remember here, 10. If you don't check this, let's uncheck this and I wouldn't do that now because I want to use a different thing to show it. So if we go here and then we come again, we give this a 24 that we used. It was 24, and then we uncheck this one here, apply changes if radius is 0. Oh no, I need to go back here. Why do I just do 0 here, so nothing. Now let me uncheck this. If I uncheck this, it means that if it's 0, if even I increase this to 24 or whatever, it doesn't do anything, you see, because it's 0. And I said apply changes if radius, I did not check apply changes if radius is 0, so it won't apply anything. If I check it, then if I update it, then it will. Okay, now this is using Fillet. Normally when you open, it's always using Fillet. Let's look at this using chamfer. The chamfer is this. You see, the chamfer is more or less like straight lines, more or less. This is curved. This is the inverse fillet, and this is the fillets, and these are curved, and the chamfer is more or less like this. If we change the chamfer to the chamfer step to 2, you see that the line which was here is now broken down into 2 different segments. So that is what this is for. And then this if you check this one, apply changes if radius is greater than 0. You have to check it if you still want a change, and then you want if the radius is greater than 0. This is 26. So if you don't check this and you try to do a change, it won't happen. Now change only selected nodes. That's, I think we have seen, because if not, I can explain it again to you. But first let's look at inverse. Let's go to this one, and then we select, we give it the same thing. And now what we want to do is to use I did not show you the other methods. So let's look at the other methods. This is we've always used the auto. Let's use, for example, the force arc, and then give this maybe 24. Oh yes, this is the force arc. This is the auto. The force arc and the auto, normally they look similar. And then this is the Bezier. So the Bezier sometimes looks a bit different, especially if you use you draw something. With this, it's not very evident. Maybe let me draw something for us to see whether that will help a bit. I draw anything at all, and then I go to path effects, right? And then we have it's already, yes, we go here and then we do this. Now let's see here. I wanted to show the different methods, right? So let's see here. Let's increase this a bit. You see, okay, it changed a bit. Now this is the auto, the force. You saw there was a change a bit, and then the force Bezier, it acts like a Bezier. So that's the difference, the different methods. The last thing I want to do is maybe we select this. Let's select this one here, and then still give it this and go here. And then now we want to change only selected nodes. So I take this, and then I go for my edit path, and then I select maybe these 2 nodes, and I give them I go to this, and then you always have to give it a radius, or else nothing will happen for you. Okay, so this let's increase the chamfer. So this is what it is when it's inverted. When it's chamfer, it's out. When it's inverted, is this. And then if you take this, it will hide the knots. So you see the knots are hidden and the knots are back. So just basically how to use the corners fillet chamfer tool. I think it's a very useful tool because you can use it to do so many things on your image without sweat. Thank you for watching. Please help me by subscribing to my channel, and please come again and leave your comments in the description box. I will always try to answer anything. Thank you very much. Bye.